So in the pursuit of sex, there's the adrenaline and there's the conquer mentality.
Fun.
Yeah, the fun. I like the
chase.
The pursuit, the chase. Once I have acquired the prize and then had my way, and it's like, okay, that was fun. Okay, where's the next one? First I said, I'm going to stop drinking.
Okay.
Then I heard that voice, which I now know to be the voice of God.
Okay.
You never had an alcohol problem. You always had a lust problem.
Wow.
You just use alcohol to numb yourself to my voice.
Oh. So God is speaking to you now?
Yeah.
This is the Real Life Radio Show with Lay, where real people with real problems find answers in a real God.
Well, today on the Real Life Radio Show, we're about to get very real. So listener and viewer discretion, maybe not viewer discretion, but listener discretion advised. If you're super young, we're going to be talking about some adult subjects. So if you got some kids listening to this, just take them away from the camera. We're going to be diving deep and talking about some real things here. I have my guest, Stephon Chaney. Stephon, welcome to the show, my brother.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much for flying all the way in and being with us today. Brother, it's an honor to have you here. And I just love what you said. You said that God has changed your life so much that I can ask any question. And this is going to be an exciting time.
Looking forward to it, man. Thanks for having me.
Stephon, let me ask you, when we were sitting and talking, you said something like your life before. You were real good with the ladies, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not a bad looking guy. You know what I mean? So I bet that was a part of your life before.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about that. Like, what was this all about? What was life before when it came to girls? How did you view girls? What were you doing?
Yeah, so that's a loaded question. So how did I view girls? I viewed them. The short answer is as objects, and I've often thought about where that stemmed from, and I remember just going back to childhood. And cousins, uncles, everybody valued the amount of women that you could have.
So the goal was to have as many. Really?
Yeah, that was.
So you're just raised up that way, just like. So was that like a definition of manhood?
You start indirectly. It wasn't taught like, hey, as you become a man, you need to have as many women as possible. Yeah. But I started to see what people applauded.
I see.
So I would hang around my cousin. And, he would go around his friends. They would always talk about how many women he had and, his car and how he looked. And they were always praising that. So I'm like, okay, so if I want approval, which every young man wants, then I'm going to pursue this. I had an uncle who at one point was married, got a divorce. And so drove a nice car, looked good. Women liked him. And I looked up to him. I'm like, okay, so this is what I'm seeing as success. This is what I'm seeing that's being applauded. So once I become of age, this is what I'm going to do. And even when I would come visit, how many girlfriends you got?
Oh, at one time?
Yeah. How many girlfriends you have?
That was the question?
That was a question. I'm like middle school, high school. How many girlfriends you got?
And so if you and I were hanging out in middle school and high school, that would be a question. If we got to know each other hanging out, you'd be asking me that question.
That's what our elders would be asking us.
Oh,
so when I come around family reunions and I'm hanging out with my cousins and uncles, like, how you doing, man? How's school going? How many girlfriends you got? How you doing in sports?
Okay, so tell me one story real quick. I wonder, how did that go down? What did you say? Would you even comfortable even to answer that?
Sometimes, man, I would lie. Oh, man, I got like 5, right? Because I knew they would applaud it and smile and congratulate me. Because,
they would?
Yeah, that was, it was almost like a badge of honor to have multiple girlfriends.
Oh.
But when I grew up, I remember like going to church, I would always hear what I shouldn't do.
Right. So you grew up going to church. Where are you from?
I'm from North Carolina.
Okay, so you're from North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah.
Tell us about North Carolina for those who maybe not know much about North Carolina. I understand it's like a Bible Belt of sorts.
It is, and it's a very diverse state. So there are certain pockets where it's very metropolitan. So you got Charlotte, you got Raleigh. I went to college in Greensboro, but where I grew up is a small town called Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina.
Wow.
Very rural. Cows and soybean farms and cotton fields passing by.
And you got
went to school.
And so you guys there. So you grew up on some land or something like that? And You're working kind of like as a farmer or like?
Not that rural.
Okay.
It's there in the town, but where I grew up was more, I guess, more of the city, but it was still like nothing to do.
Single family home.
Yeah.
You know, mom and dad are working.
Yeah. Mom and dad are divorced.
Mom and dad are divorced.
They're with mom. The highlight of the town was going to Pizza Hut after football games on Friday.
Okay.
So that gives you an idea of what
small town feel.
Exactly.
Got it.
So I went to church there, and a very small church, very good, a lot of good people. But the message that I would always get was, don't do this, don't do that, don't drink, don't have sex, don't have fun, or you're going to hell.
So that's what they would preach to you.
That's how I received it.
And how old were you when you're hearing this all the way through?
All the way through high school.
And did you consider yourself as a Christian then as a child?
In that I had gone to church and I had been baptized, yes.
Okay.
But in terms of what I know to be a definition of a Christian, somebody that actually follows Christ, absolutely not. I wasn't that.
So I'm curious, going back.
Yeah.
What's it like to grow up kind of like being forced to go to church? Like, were you forced to go to church or
Absolutely.
Okay. So you're forced to go to church.
Yeah.
So what did church mean to you as a kid?
It meant 2 to 3 hours of boredom.
I know, as a former atheist.
Yeah, it meant 2 to 3 hours of going in routine. So you're going to hear the praise and worship. You're going to go through the slow songs. You're going to hear people's testimony. You're going to, hear the music that you don't want to that you can't really dance to, right?
Got it.
And then you're going to hear a long sermon that tells you everything that you shouldn't be doing.
Got it.
And then you're going to go home and celebrate having survived that 3 hours.
Okay, with food.
Yeah.
The family and life was just like that. It was like torture.
Yeah. Sunday was like, I won't say torture, but it was definitely something that I did not look forward to.
Okay.
I would see my church friends. I had my real friends, then I would have my church friends. People that, were safe to hang around, family and whatnot. The people that typically didn't get into trouble.
Okay.
And
but you had a different life over here.
Absolutely.
So where were these other friends?
These other friends in high school were actually having sex and drinking after school, skipping school, ducking class, things like that.
Okay.
And I would be with that crowd too.
Okay. So you're like doing both. Did that cause a lot of anxiety or pressure at all?
Not really. Because I've found that you see a lot of duplicity now. I was getting that experience then. Okay. One shoe in, one shoe out. But I really didn't have a shoe in because I wasn't really fully committed to the lifestyle of Christianity.
Got it.
I just went because, again, I was forced.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, I'm going to do this. I'll play this game now. But as soon as I'm old enough to not have to go to church, i.e. when I go to college, I'm not doing this anymore. Mm-hmm. And all of the things that these preachers have told me not to do, I'm actually going to go and do it. Because here's the other thing. I would see, because it was such a small town, I would see people living one way in church, but then living a different way outside of church.
See, that's not good.
Yeah.
So it was a model for you. You're like,
yeah.
So that told you, in a sense, that this God stuff isn't real. Did it kind of do that to you? I mean, did you, deep inside, who was God when you were a kid?
I had an understanding of who God was, but it told me that I had time. So if these people feel comfortable, living duplicative lifestyles and one day can have forgiveness in God, then of course I can. I'm just a kid.
Okay.
So if I see the deacon or even the preacher in some cases, drinking, hanging out, doing drugs, cheating on his wife.
What?
Small town. You see everything. You hear everything. So if I know these things to be true, gossip and some things you would see.
Wow.
There was one liquor store in the whole town. So if you go there, you see everybody that's
so you saw somebody
that's Deacon such and such. Oh, yeah. So if
and they'd be buying?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And then family reunions because,
was there any explanation in that conversation? Or was it just kind of like, hey? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just a quick, to the car and driving
so
off.
It feels fake. It feels very fake then.
Yeah. It felt like something that, because I'm seeing this, I can live how I want to live. And at some point, because they're getting away with it, like I'll be able to at some point make my life right with God, and then we can go from there. So I have time.
So you're kind of like, hey, I got some time. So you believed in God, would you say?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to kind of just check out. I might come back.
Yeah. Oh, I will come back because I don't want to go to hell.
Okay,
I've heard enough about hell. I believe that heaven and hell is real. But I believe that, I have at least a good 50 years before I need to get serious.
Okay.
I can choose to really get serious about God when I'm like in my 60s or 70s. And then that's when I can, be a deacon or something and get real serious about God.
Got it.
But for now, I can have fun.
I think a lot of people think like this. I think, was there any consequences in a sense, like right immediate consequences of thinking this way? Do you think, like, is it beneficial at all to think like this? Looking back now?
Looking back, absolutely not. There is no benefit because I understand what the repercussions of doing life outside of God.
Mm-hmm.
But I just didn't have anybody that could explain it to me then. I didn't see any benefit of walking with God as a teenager, as somebody in college. Like, the benefit was going to college and going crazy, drinking, smoking, partying, all of the things, sex.
So you were excited for college.
I was excited about that.
Yeah.
Because
to make it there.
Yeah, that's what seemed fun to me. Nobody had ever explained to me what was fun about following God.
Yeah.
It seemed like this boring lifestyle, and then I'm going to get to celebrate when I get to heaven.
That's what I used to think too.
But what type of incentive is that for me now?
Right.
If I can put this off as much as possible, as long as I can follow God before I die, I still get the prize and I get to have fun here. So I get the best of both worlds.
So let's talk about what the fun was.
Yeah.
So like you're at church and you seem like a good kid on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Go home, you make it through, you're probably falling asleep.
Mm-hmm.
What's the rest of the week? What's that Friday beforehand look like?
So Friday beforehand. So in high school, I played football.
Okay.
So I was an athlete. I didn't really care about, I was a good student, B student, but I wasn't excited about like academia. I was excited about sports. Okay. So like that was my thing. Sports, football camp, football practice, hanging out with the guys. And then outside of football season, it was just, what can we do? I started skipping class around like junior, senior year of high school.
Just because your friends were?
Yeah.
Just invite you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can go right across the street and buy alcohol. They knew we weren't old enough. We just go and buy a couple beers and, we'll split that and everybody's drunk for half the day. Off of like 2 beers because we were young.
How old are you?
16.
Okay.
16, 17.
So they didn't check you, small town. They're just like, here, kids.
They knew we were high school students. They just, didn't care. Like, here you go.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was life, man. Like we would go hang out. My mom worked.
Can I feel that way though?
Yeah.
So what was it like when you took your first drink?
Man, it felt,
do you remember that? Tell us this story.
I do. My first drink as a kid was probably around family. So we would do a lot of, celebrations, family reunions, funerals. Anytime somebody died, everybody would come over and there would just be alcohol. I would always have like a cousin that would like, hey, taste this.
Okay.
Or like an uncle, like, hey, try this.
So you had a lot of experience. Alcohol became a recurring theme as a child.
Yeah, it's a struggle in my family. Like there's generational addiction in my family. So yeah, alcoholism, drug addiction, there's been on both sides of my family.
So you're introduced to drugs?
Actually, not in my family. It was more along the lines of the alcohol.
Okay.
So when I started hanging out with friends and skipping school, the first time I drank like a full drink, it was like, oh man, this feels amazing. Like
Why did it feel amazing? Because some kids they're like, it tastes like urine or something like that.
Yeah, no, it I felt like, I can't explain it, but at the time it was almost like I was
a pretty profound experience.
Yeah, almost like I was untouchable. Like, man, this feels incredible. Like I feel like I can, I'm walking around school like intoxicated, but not afraid of getting suspended because I just feel like I'm just emboldened in this way I've never been emboldened before.
Well, that's interesting because, it does lower your inhibitions.
Absolutely.
So that's what you experience. And because of lowering those inhibitions, you felt like you were like, so you felt like it was a sense of confidence?
It was confidence. There was boldness. There was a sense of not really caring. This sense of freedom.
So that's why it locked into you.
Yeah.
It gave you a sense of freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom from what?
I don't know, man. Maybe
all those rules.
The rules, the rigidity, the strict, straight and narrow.
Which is be strict and be straight and narrow because you have to. That's
Yeah.
really hard for a child, especially if they don't have anything empowering that person to live that way.
Right.
So you were like, this is it.
Yeah.
Because I saw the way, I'm like, I think what you're trying to say is like, when you really got intoxicated, you were like, this is life. I'm living life for the first time.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was that moment. And I'm sure it carried on more into life.
Yeah. So, I had that experience then with a couple of my friends, football teammates. And then it became a recurring thing. Not every day, but like, hey, you guys want to stop and get a drink? Like, especially towards the end of the school year where there's not as many classes, then we would go, do it again. Then
there's liquor stores liking you guys.
Yeah. And they know we're high school students. That's what's crazy. They know we're young. Like I didn't, people still think I'm in my 20s. I'm about to be 42.
Wow.
So when I was
you look
16 years old, I probably looked like 11. And they're still,
my gosh.
Yeah. So, but it kept, snowballing. So by the time we went on senior trip, everybody is just, we packed coolers and drove down to South Carolina, to Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
And everybody's just drinking.
So did you get drinking to the point of just buzzing? Or were you drinking to get drunk?
I was drinking to get drunk, but I didn't know, what my limitations were back then. So, it didn't take much, a couple of beers and I'm good for 5 hours.
Okay.
Right? But what should have been a wake-up call on that trip, we were driving back to the hotel. We got rear-ended by a drunk driver. Oh. Me and two of my high school classmates.
When you were buzzing?
When we were buzzing. Yeah.
So it was a little bit of both?
A little bit of both, but it wasn't, we weren't at fault. Okay. It was this driver was drunk. So he ran through a red light and, hit us hard.
Dang.
That should have been a wake-up call for me. Like, hey, you shouldn't be, this is
the future.
Yeah, this is what's going to happen to you. And I'm just like, where we weren't at fault. I ended up getting a little settlement check out of it. So, keep on.
Positive reinforcement, kind of.
So this is senior year of high school. Now we go into college and now there's no, parental oversight telling you what to do when you have to be home, what time you can go out, making you do your homework and making you go to church. None of that. So now I have ultimate freedom.
Where are you going to college at?
I went to North Carolina A&T.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
shouts out to the Aggies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big college.
Yeah. At the time, about 8,000 students back then.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's
the whole world, the whole ocean.
Yeah.
But let's get in high school, because I understand that in high school with the alcohol, but then the alcohol, there's also another thing where the ladies started. Yeah. How did that get started? Because when you're younger, were you always thinking like you're going to be like a ladies' man? Because I understand you were like the ladies of ladies' men.
Yeah. So how
does that evolve? What's
funny is when I was in middle school, high school, I was kind of shy, and I don't know where that came from.
You had inhibitions.
Yeah. So, and I think a lot of it too, my parents divorced when I was in the 5th grade. So I didn't have my dad in the home.
Got it.
So we had a good relationship, but he wasn't there daily to continue to affirm and you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think that really has that has an impact. Right. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times I would be very quiet and, very, just mellow, didn't speak much, until it was, football. I was a quarterback. So I was a leader. And I was, had to command the offense and, lead everything. But after that, kind of calm and mellow.
Okay.
And then when I would do something like in speech class, I would always find myself in these positions where I'm in a leadership role. And I'm speaking. And when I'm put in that place, I'm okay. But naturally, I'm not this outgoing extrovert that's initiating.
I'm curious though, because you're describing someone who had a lot of inhibitions, or when your father wasn't really there, that affected your confidence. Mm-hmm. But then you grew into leadership positions where you had to be confident. Mm-hmm. Do you think the confidence was real, or was it kind of like a fake it till you make it kind of thing?
It wasn't a fake it till you make it, because in those areas, I knew what I was doing, and therefore I was confident.
So just naturally, you felt comfortable leading, speaking in front of people. It's almost like you were born to do it.
Yeah. And in hindsight, I'm understanding that was part of my purpose. And just a note of clarification. So my dad while he wasn't in the house physically, like I would spend my summers with him. So we had a lot of, time together. But I was speaking to the difference between having a positive male role model in the home daily.
Yeah.
That does a lot for your confidence, because I do that with my sons now. Make sure that they know who they are, that that confidence is instilled in them versus it being like a periodic thing, every summer. So,
that's awesome.
Shouts out to my dad. Love him.
That's good. So in going through life then, and rediscovering that, how did becoming the ladies' man evolve? You're seeing that as a goal already, but how does one actually get to that point? Because like for me, I was kind of like, I was in a situation where I think that was also like a hidden desire of the heart.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually break into that. And then I had a change in my life.
Yeah.
So what's it like to actually take that exit and go down that road?
Are you tired of being pushed to the side? Are you tired of being ignored when there's an emergency? Are you losing customers because of flaky customer service? Well, worry no more. With On Fire Merchant Services, we have round-the-clock customer service for your POS system. Just dial 1-877-333-6682, and you will find yourself in touch with an experienced technician who can fix your issues in no time. Payments not going through? Your screen is frozen? No matter the issue, On Fire Merchant Services is there for you. Call 1-877-333-6682. Again, that's 1-877-333-6682. On Fire Merchant Services. We're on fire to help you.
That's a great question, and it's causing me to go back and think about when it happened. So I remember losing my virginity as a junior in high school.
Junior. So
15 ish. And she was older.
She was older?
She was older. She was a senior. I was a junior in high school. She was a senior.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
that was kind of like a big thing for you, because you're like, I'm with these people here.
Yeah.
Was she a virgin?
No.
So she was kind of like a predator.
I mean, I don't know. Because I saw it after it. But it wasn't this aggressive thing. It was like, she's friends with one of my friends, and, we're hanging out, and it's like we've talked about it. And
what do you mean you've talked about it?
We talked about, like, if we ever were to have alone time, like, this is what we're going to do.
Oh, you mean, so you guys were actually verbalizing, talking about hooking up.
Yeah.
And having sex.
Yeah. And I had my cousin, one of those cousins I told you about, had given me a condom like 6 months ago. So I got this 6-month-old condom in my wallet.
So you have a bullet and ready to fire.
Right. And I just remember we went home to my house one night after like a basketball game or something. And I went, and my mom was in the room. She was asleep. And when my mom goes to sleep, she's out. So I knew that if she was asleep, then we were going to be in the clear.
Oh my gosh.
And
now's the time.
I went back to the room, and she was there, and she was ready. I was like, oh.
What on earth?
I guess this is the time. So when that happened, it was...
But how did you even know what to do?
I had seen movies.
So there was porn, all that stuff.
Yeah. I had seen. So I had been exposed in that regard. So I'm like, okay, I know I'm going to put this condom on. I know that's a non-negotiable.
Okay.
And then 32 seconds later, I was a new man.
That's crazy.
And I said, wow, that just happened. So now that happened,
that didn't feel bad at all, because this was a notch on the belt, and you're thinking,
I'm like, okay,
there wasn't like, oh, did you have any guilt, or did you have any like, did I really make the right decision?
I didn't.
Was it amazing?
And here's the thing. Now that we're having this conversation, a lot of it was, now I can contribute to the conversation of the other guys.
So it wasn't even about her.
Yeah.
No. It wasn't about your relationship.
No, it wasn't.
It was kind of like, I got something.
Yeah. Now I'm a part of the crew. Now I have something valuable to add to the conversation. Now I can fit in. Because back then the goal is to fit in, right?
Yeah.
And so if everybody's doing something, then I want to be able to contribute to the conversation.
Yeah.
Now I got it.
Because being pure and a virgin, that's a bad thing.
Exactly. It's weird. Who wants to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
I would even lie about not being a virgin. Like, no, man, Like, how many girlfriends you got, right?
Yeah.
You lie about that.
5.
And then how many girls you slept with? Oh, man, tons.
Okay.
You know, like that movie,
But you're a
40-year-old virgin. I'm saying all types of stuff that doesn't even make sense. Oh, yeah, man, I did this, I did that. Bag of sand. Like, what? Like, just trying to say stuff just to try to be relevant. So,
Okay. So,
but it was that, man. It was
now you're
pressure.
like, this is real. So it's like this, you can't really share this with anybody. You have this moment and you're like, okay, it's done. It's good. You know, you join the club and what happens from there? Is it this become like a, and then do you say bye to the girl? Are you in a relationship with the girl? Oh, that's it?
No, we weren't in a relationship, but we were just like,
so this was like, we're just going to go straight to this intimacy level. But we're not going to be together.
Yeah, no, we didn't want to be boyfriend and girlfriend. We're just hanging out.
What? But usually people become a virgin, and then they usually like, I'm gonna, first they kind of like justify. They're like, oh, I'm gonna be in a relationship with you, and we're gonna know each other, and I'm gonna love you, and then they lose the V card. But for you, it was just like, no way. Like,
no.
So was it understanding amongst everyone around you that time that you lose your V card to somebody you're not in a relationship with?
I don't think it was a general understanding. That just happened to be our situation.
Got it.
Separate high schools. She was popular where she went. I was a starting quarterback where I was. And I think she liked having me at a different school because she could still, do whatever she wanted to do at her school without any, conflict.
Got it.
Which I didn't care because we weren't in a relationship. We were just hanging out. So it just kind of worked out that way.
Wow. Something so precious just gone.
Yeah. And what happened was, because it was so short in duration, like if I say 30 seconds, that's being generous, right?
So you felt kind of like defeated a little bit.
I got to
afterwards.
go and do this again.
Yeah, you got to like get better.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Practiced, right?
Like,
by watching porn and trying to figure out like, okay, what can, extend the time.
I'm sure they're advertising that too.
Yeah. And then, so I have
because then you're a real man,
right? Because there's songs about like you don't want to be a minute man.
Also, it's from music.
You don't want to be a minute man.
Got it.
That was a song that was out back then.
Yeah,
the Minute Man.
This is getting real.
I
right
don't want
here.
no minute man.
That's
so I'm
true.
Like, man, I didn't even make it a minute.
So, and I'm curious, did watching the porn hurt your confidence a little bit? I'm actually hearing that a little bit. Am I right? I just want to point it out. Well, because it did for me. Yeah.
So I think I was so young, and back then I wasn't watching like the hardcore, like, porn.
Yeah.
There was this thing called BET Uncut back in the day. And so they would, after like midnight, they would show these like, more adult music videos. Mm-hmm. And it was almost like soft porn to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I would see things in the videos. We didn't have the mobile apps like they have now that makes porn just readily available on your phone. But I did have cousins that had access to certain things. So whenever I would see it, or watching Cinemax, right? Max After Dark, like that would be the equivalent of
soft porn.
Yeah, that's what it was for us back in the day.
Got it.
So I'm like, okay, like, this scene is clearly more than like 3-4 minutes. Like, what's happening, right?
I see.
I'm trying to do market research and figure out how I can improve in this area. So I had her come back to the house one day.
Oh, same girl.
Yeah, same girl. We skipped school one day. She came back to the house. First time might have been 30 seconds. Second time, 28 seconds.
So wait, I'm curious. Is the girl saying anything?
No.
Oh, she's just kind of like...
Not to me. She's just going through the motions, right? And what's crazy is I know she didn't enjoy it because I'm not... There's no intimacy.
Why is she doing it?
There's
we
no
don't
sensitivity.
know. I guess we don't know. But
there's no hugging. There's no kissing. There's no sensitivity.
It's just like animals.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get I'm trying to get a reaction. I want noise because what I'm used to seeing is, man does this, woman screams.
Yes.
So if the woman is screaming, that means you're doing something good.
You hit the bell.
Absolutely. But in actuality, you're hurting this person.
Oh my God.
And she thinks that she's supposed to respond this way because that's what's being advertised. So I know now that porn is the complete opposite of what you want your intimacy to be like within marriage.
Right.
Because you want it to be.
It's all fake.
It's fake. It's acting.
It's fake. It's
a perverted sense of intimacy.
Yeah.
So it makes people think that this is what women want. I learned now that porn is a fake, false sense of intimacy. And anyone in marriage, and a healthy marriage, will tell you that that's not the experience they want.
Yeah.
It doesn't reflect what true intimacy is.
Yeah.
Because it's absent of love. It's absent of connection and genuineness and Tenderness is absent of all these things. Kindness is absent of that.
Yeah.
But
at that time,
it's all
you're trying to hit a bell, but you're not really sure even how to do it. It's missing all the emotion. It's missing all the connection. You're thinking you're doing the right thing.
Right.
And you invite her over and then finish. And did you feel a little defeated after that second time?
No, because I mean, there's no connection in that way. Okay. So like 28 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay, cool. We're done. Like, we'll try it again next time.
And that was did you just say, okay, we'll do it again next time?
I probably didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. It was just done and just, all right, see you later.
Yeah.
And then see you later?
Yeah. Well, she probably had to, have a good one.
Wasn't that kind of awkward?
That's all I knew.
Wow. To me, that feels so wow. So just be like, okay, hey. Wasn't like, hey, thanks so much. Or no? Not even like, man, you look great. No.
It's just, all right, cool. All right. And then,
see you later.
What's next? We want to go get some food, or
it's like eating like, oh, I'm going to eat a taco, and then it's like that. Then I'm going to eat some burgers, and then this is just another meal.
Yeah, just a transaction, and then
wow, something so deep to be taught to be at such a surface level.
Yeah.
At your age. Yeah. So it's with the same girl. When do you start thinking like, wait a minute, I can do this with other girls?
When I get to college.
Okay.
So when I get to college, and I stepped out. So there used to be this thing called freshman week.
Okay.
And that's where there are no classes scheduled. All of the freshmen come to college just to get a feel for campus.
Mm-hmm.
And there are
orientation.
Events. Yeah, there are events, there are parties, there are, just ways to interact with different people. And I'm looking around, I'm like, man, it's a lot of pretty girls here.
So this is like the promised land.
Yeah. And I have my own room. Well, I have a roommate. But at the time, my roommate was the same personality as me. Yeah.
So there's no mom. So now you have an accomplice.
Right. Exactly. And so he comes from the same background. It's like, hey man, let's go get some drinks. You drink? I'm like, absolutely. So now we go get the drinks. Now he's on the same page as far as like, the women. Okay. And like, he's an extrovert. So he's actually going and, talking to women.
Okay.
And I'm the more laid back. And once I get comfortable, funny, charismatic, what I mean? I can hold my own. And so
you learned it from him.
No? Well, no, because that confidence had come from, the quarterback, and it come from like the things I'd done in high school. Like once I'm comfortable, another thing I noticed about alcohol is it helped me get into my comfort zone a lot quicker. It helped me get away from the shyness.
I see.
So I found my confidence, like I said before, in being inebriated and being, intoxicated, because
almost like a different person.
Absolutely. I would kick into this, more extrovert type of personality.
Okay.
And so, during freshman week, we brought 2 girls back to the room, and
at the same time.
Yeah. But I still wasn't the type I wasn't reckless in my, sexual experiences back then, because I had only been with one person, maybe 2 by the time I got to college.
Okay.
And so some of the guys I got going to college with, they had been with like 14, 15, 20 girls in high school.
Okay.
So they're really in it. So I still feel like I'm behind. I still feel like the odd man out. I still feel like I don't have enough to contribute to the conversation.
Oh.
And so
almost like not a man.
Yeah.
Did you kind of subconsciously feel that way?
Not as experienced.
Got it.
Yeah. And so he brought his girl back, and they actually had a sexual experience on the other bed, and in my bed, like we just kind of hung out. Nothing.
So happened. Wait a minute, like in front of you?
We had dozed off, so we could hear it, but yeah, in the same room, no barrier.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
At night. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And you said we. What do you mean we? So it was you and the other girl?
The girl and I were in one bed, and him and his girl
like just sleeping next to each other.
Yeah, 2 beds on opposite sides of the room. Yeah. But like what happened was, over time, I'm like, okay, that was Monday. Okay, Tuesday's here, and then Wednesday. So like we're doing the same thing every night. Go out, get some drinks, meet some girls, and now I'm getting into a rhythm where it's like, okay, like let's go.
Like bring them into the lair,
right? And so I started to notice that women are actually attracted to me. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have, like, I had a girlfriend in high school, so I never was really like, the ladies' man back then. I was like a one woman guy, more respectable guy. But then when I realized in college, like, oh, I'm actually desirable by many, different types from all over the nation. And, once that clicked, and then we started traveling to other colleges for college parties, and then it started working there. I'm like, oh man, I'm actually a pretty
go dominate everywhere.
Yeah, I'm actually a pretty desirable guy. And so now the confidence is starting to come from my ability to attract different types of women from different area codes.
And that was your confidence was based upon who you could get.
Right. So then when I started to, have women from, this city, that city, this city on the same campus, like multiple girls within the same friend group sometimes.
And did they know you were with?
Then it became a game.
They didn't know of each other? So it'd be multiple women. So you'd be pursuing how many, the whole 5 girlfriends thing became real.
Yeah. I would get a kick out of being with multiple friends within the same group and them not knowing.
But what about STDs and stuff like that? And
so
you're scared about that?
No, because in my ignorance, I thought condoms protected you from everything. So I'm never going to be without a condom.
Okay. So you thought you were protected?
I thought
HIV, AIDS, and
I'm
pregnancy.
good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay.
But then there was one time where the condom broke, and I just knew, oh man, she's pregnant. I don't know who she is. I'm going to have to spend at least the next 18 years with her raising the kid, this and that. Call my dad.
I don't know who she is.
I call my dad hey man, I just got this girl pregnant. There's no pregnancy test or anything. I just knew the condom had broke, and I said, hey man, I just got this girl pregnant. I don't know what to do. He was like, wait, slow down. Pregnancy test, what happened? I'm like, no, the condom broke. So she has to be pregnant. He was like, no. He was like, listen, there are a lot of things a lot of factors that play into that. But if she hasn't, been late, if she hasn't told you anything, that doesn't mean that just because the condom broke that she's pregnant. But that was a fear. Because I'm I definitely don't want to get a girl pregnant freshman year of college and be stuck with this girl who I don't even really know. Right. Turns out she wasn't pregnant. So I took a 2-week hiatus because I was living in fear of never wanting that to happen again. Okay. And then once I got over that, it's back. We're back in action.
And and that's the game of life.
That was the game of life. And so that's where it started. Once I got, freshman year of college, I'm 17 years old, 18 years old. And I started to have these different experiences with women. And I saw how easy it was.
Really?
Yeah. I could meet you at a club, and that night you could be in my dorm room.
That 0 to 100 in less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is pretty cool.
That seems pretty convenient.
Yeah.
Was it that great?
Back then, with not having anything else to compare it to, it was the goal. It was, to me, that it was great.
So every time where they say scoring, you felt like you felt like you were benefiting from this.
Absolutely.
And you felt like it was good. You were growing, you were getting more powerful, you were getting more mojo.
My stamina's growing. So now I'm not the 28-second man anymore. Okay. Now I have more, practice. Now I know certain tricks. So now it's not 28 seconds, it's a minute and 28 seconds. Okay. So now we're improving, we're growing, wow. So the more I do it,
like a sport.
Yeah. So my mind is the more I do this, the better I get at it.
Sex was a sport.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of people view it. It's just, everything else is playing soccer. Yeah. Is it kind of like that?
How many trophies can you get?
So did your mind ever wonder, were you hurting these girls? What was really happening with these girls? Do they want to be with you more? Do you think they wanted to have, do you think that they even gave themselves over because they wanted to maybe marry you or be in a serious relationship with you? Have you ever thought about that?
I think so. Back in college, no. I think they, many of them might have wanted more than what I was willing to give, but because it wasn't the norm for people to be in relationships, I think they settled.
So they were just kind of well, this is how it is.
This is how it is. I'll just settle for it. Just like I believe many women today settle for, bad sex within marriage because their husband's viewpoint on intimacy has been formed through porn. So,
which doesn't work for a woman.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I just think, a lot of women, and I've had conversations with women, they just deal with it, but they don't enjoy it.
That's really sad.
It's bad.
Pornography really does.
It has destroyed intimacy.
Yeah. So here you are, and it's no real relationships.
Yeah.
What in your mind at this time was like this is, it's kind of like friends with benefits.
Yeah.
To when does it ever do you plan because you already have it, do you ever need to have a relationship? Do you ever need to get married in your mind?
In my mind, no.
Definitely not.
In my mind, no.
It's all right, why would I ever want to get married?
Why would I ever want
just a new girl every night?
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Why would I ever want one woman? There's not going to be a single woman that can ever satisfy all of my needs.
Wow.
That's why I have so many to choose from. There's a funny one. There's an exotic one. There's one that's highly intellectual. There's one that's, speaks a different language. There's
So it wasn't like you ever got a favorite. You just wanted to see what else is out there.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's this idea of lust where you can never fulfill it.
That's a fact. That's not an idea. That's the truth.
Tell me about it, because you actually went through that.
Yeah.
Some people can talk about it. Some people, you heard people preach about it when you were younger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you're in it.
Now I'm in it. So you would think that.
You think you'd be so happy. Were you?
No. So the moment after I would be finished with the girl, my mind is already on the next one.
So you couldn't even enjoy that then?
No. In the moment, great. Once it's done, it's over.
Wow.
And so that's why, and I thought
but how, because that's not natural. How did you get to this point of understanding that when it's done, it's over?
It was just based on it was based on how I felt afterwards.
Interesting.
So in the pursuit of sex, there's the adrenaline, and there's the conquer mentality.
Fun.
Yeah, the fun. The chase. The pursuit, the chase. Once I have acquired the prize and then had my way, then it's okay, that was fun. It's like when you're playing video games and you beat the game the first time sitting through it, where's the next one?
Whoa. See, which is crazy because these are two different things highly, but that's how you were viewing it. And that's how people who are struggling or living this way view it. So you didn't view you're doing anything wrong.
No.
You're this is normal. So what if somebody came up, let's just say a kid who grew up and really did the Christian way and was like, I'm still a virgin and I'm in college. Maybe you met some of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
What would you think about them at that time?
At that time, I would think they were losers. At that time, I would think that they were cornballs.
Cornballs?
Yeah. At that time, I would have thought that, man, sucks to be you. Yeah. You wouldn't be able to hang out with us because you would actually bring the
group down.
The caliber of the group, the quality, the rating of this group, you would bring it down from 5 stars to 2.5.
I see. So the way you viewed this group was that it was good because you guys were good looking young men able to divide and conquer, I guess.
Yes, yeah, we would have competitions. We would go into parties and see who can get the most phone numbers.
Okay.
And the roommate that I told you about during freshman week, we ended up getting an apartment together. And so it became this thing how many girls can we get phone numbers from to how many can we have back at the apartment?
It's almost like a military operation.
Yeah, it's very strategic, very well thought out. It was
Tell me, how thought out was this?
So
did you learn a way? What's the way? So that, say a girl, to recognize what this looks like.
Yeah.
What were you learning to do to get this girl in this spot?
So every girl loves to laugh.
Okay.
I was a very funny guy, very personable guy. My roommate, same way.
Okay.
Every girl that we would deal with also liked to drink.
Okay.
So if you can afford to buy them a drink and then while they're drinking, you make them laugh, then that's a win-win.
That simple.
Yeah. If I can make you laugh, I can get your phone number. If I can get your phone number, I can get you back to my apartment.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because every girl wants to, to laugh.
And is it just the way you talk to them?
It can be something as stupid as a pickup line.
Oh, so just simple says, hey, we should go back to my apartment.
Well, no, hey, if say it's a girl that's 6'2" with heels on.
Okay.
And I walk up to her, I'm looking up to her, I'm like, hey, short stuff.
Okay.
Short stuff. All I want to do is get you laughing, to have a conversation. And then, hey, we're gonna have an after party at our apartment. Where are your friends? Over there? Okay, cool. And then with the goal.
Oh, so it just one person, it was all the girls.
Yeah,
because they're pulling in a batch of fish.
Yeah, no girl travels or parties by herself.
Got it.
So we would go and we would, scope out.
You learned all these rules, almost like a pack of hunters.
Yeah, because we would go to the club.
But how did you know this? Like, is because other guys were like, hey, just, watch this. Or like, let me show you how this works. Were you learning from your friends, or how did you learn to quote unquote hunt?
So I guess being very competitive, right?
Yeah.
And having that friend say, let's see who can get the most numbers.
Got it.
Then you just get creative.
Okay.
And then when you see somebody getting a phone number, like, yo, what you say? How'd you get a number? Oh man, I just told her this. I just said this. We go, okay, cool. So you start to now put things in your repertoire, and then you start trying different things. Then you figure out, your own personality, and then you try things.
Wow. So that's how that works. It's actually quite superficial. Like, it's not like deep loving. It's just trying to find a way to almost manipulate and massage the situation. Would you say that?
Yeah, to a certain degree.
Okay.
Yeah. But the thing I will say is, I was always upfront, honest. Like, I never was the guy that said, hey, I love you, I want to have a relationship with you. And then once I got what I wanted, like, ghosted them. Okay. Like, no, like, I'm not looking for a girlfriend. I'm just looking to have a good time. Like, you seem like a, nice young lady. It was a game, and there was no emotional connection. I never manipulated. In that I was always honest, and I never told a woman or a girl at that stage that I wanted anything, or that I was going to offer anything that I wasn't. So it was
like contractile terms before you passed this. You'd always make sure to do this disclaimer.
They would always know. So therefore, they can't accuse me of lying to them, saying I love them 1 minute, and then once I got what I wanted, I left.
Because then that would be bad.
Right. That's what gets your car keyed. So I did know guys that would get their cars keyed, their tires slashed, because they would be lying to girls. Oh, I love you. You're the only one, blah, blah, blah. And then once they got what they wanted, they had the same motive as I did. And it's on to the next. But now you've made a promise. You've been dishonest, and you've gotten these women emotionally tied to you. My goal was to not get them emotionally tied, just keep it surface levels that we're both on the same page.
I see.
And I was
so therefore it was okay.
It was okay.
Because like, you agree, I agree. Like, I'm all good. Where's God in all this? There's no God in this moment.
No God
in your life.
not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Yeah. Deep inside, maybe, even though you felt like you weren't doing anything wrong, maybe deep inside, thought something could be wrong with what this was? Or did you ever have any flashbacks to the preacher saying, don't do this?
No.
Or were you like, man, I'm glad I didn't listen?
I was just out, like, no. There was no conviction. There was no remorse. There was no regret.
Just eat and done.
Yeah. And a lot of a lot of these experiences were coated with alcohol.
If you've enjoyed our content, would you like, share, subscribe? Help us get the word out. Maybe you have a friend who's like, gosh, I'm dealing with this problem. They might find the answer right here. So share, change the world with one share at a time. I see.
So even if there was an opportunity for, sensitivity to arise, like I'm intoxicated. So that numbs everything. And it just keeps me in this momentum.
So no guilt, no anything. You don't have time to even think, because you're just, it's almost like this, it's almost like the grease to the engine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you're going through life, what really ends up happening here? Because I know eventually there's a change.
Yeah. So I moved from Greensboro, North Carolina to Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
I graduated, took a job, great job, sales engineer, 6-figure income, company car, expense account. And I'm 22.
Okay. 22 and you making 6 figures?
Yeah. Company car, expense account. My only bill was lights and cable. Like, my company paid everything.
Is this?
And so you take that same person who was partying in college, who had found his confidence in women, and you place them in Hollywood.
Oh no.
Where they're models, actresses, and like all of these women that every beautiful woman that has ever been told you need to be in Hollywood, every beauty queen, every prom queen, like, they go to LA.
Wow.
And these are the women that I'm meeting in bars now. It's not just college girls. I'm meeting models, actresses. Like, I'm meeting girls that I'm seeing on TV.
Okay.
And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, this is the next level.
This is the big leagues.
The big leagues.
Yeah. So let's see if this really works on this level. Because it's worked in high school, as a high school quarterback. It worked in college. I joined a fraternity. So now, it worked as the frat guy.
Okay.
It worked in corporate spaces as I'm going through my training. Let's see if it's going to work.
Wait. So you're doing this with like other coworkers over there?
So before I moved to LA, the training was in the global headquarters in the Midwest. And so a lot of people that come from other cities to the same training, we would go out. And then
the whole
same
thing again, 24 with it. Oh
exactly.
my gosh, it's like everywhere.
It's worked in every area of my life. Everywhere that I have moved, everywhere that my feet have tread, I have been successful in this area of my life.
It's almost like a Alexander the Great feeling.
Yeah.
Like you're just conquering everywhere.
Yeah. And
that's unstoppable.
And that's what I'm telling myself. I'm like, and I'm using that because I go from not having anything to contribute to the conversation to now, man, I did this in Greensboro. I did this in Raleigh. I did this in Milwaukee. I did this in Cincinnati. I did this here. And so now I got more to add to the conversation. Now people are trying to keep up with me.
So you're actually influencing people.
Yeah.
To do the same thing you're doing.
Absolutely. Now I've become like a role model in certain regards. Like I'm known to be the guy that's the crazy party animal, that's the ladies' man. And even girls that I've been with at this point, now they know that I've been with other of their friends, but it's okay because it's me. They know, what it's all about. They know who I am. They know that there's nothing attached.
And they're respected?
Yeah. They at least pretended to. Okay. They pretended to be okay with it because it was the norm. So now I'm in LA, and the parties in LA are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, every night. Monday. It's not just Friday and Saturday.
Right.
It's every night. The best party is Sunday. Now I got to work in the morning. Though.
Interesting.
I got to work at 8:00 in the morning, but now I'm with the most beautiful, potentially have an opportunity to be with the most beautiful woman I've ever been with in my life. We're going to stay here. And so I realized that the same personality, the same strategy worked on them.
Gosh.
So now my confidence is
you are the man of mans.
Yes. So now I'm calling back home. Hey, man, I got to tell you what just happened. And I'm just telling all my friends these stories. And like, it's just happening like night after night. And then it's becoming, not just one woman. Now there's two women.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah. So
okay, of course, it's just like porn and all that stuff. So,
yeah. So I'm living to the furthest extent of like my wildest dreams, the things that you only see on TV and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is my life now.
Wow. You have arrived.
I've arrived. Yeah. I'm that guy.
So
I'm shooting my shot at celebrities. I'm making like, all you got to do is make them laugh, right? I'm making them laugh. And I'm like, oh man, I am okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really feeling myself now. I get fired from that job. So that's the first thing that happened. I realized this isn't sustainable because I can't stay up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and then wake up to be at work on time at 8, right?
And actually contribute.
Yeah. But I'm showing up at 10:30 to an 8 o'clock meeting. And like, if you do that for a while, you're going to get fired.
Uh-huh.
So I get fired. But my pride says, well, I got that job. I'll get another one, right? I never get that caliber of job for a span of years. So now I'm doing,
So this is a cost. So here's the cost. Actually, you're kind of addicted to this whole womanizing thing. And now it's actually sucking from you.
Physically costing.
So you thought you were in control before this.
Yeah.
But were you in control?
No, because the lust was the control. The alcohol was the fuel. And that ultimately led to like the failure.
Wow.
But I didn't stop.
Okay.
Because this is my life now. I'll just find another job. I got to keep this going. So I found ways to earn money, commission only jobs, cold calling, door to door. Like I did all types of work.
You became desperate. I just need to make money because I got to pay for those drinks.
Yeah.
And the drinks equal to the girls.
Absolutely. I refused to leave LA. I had opportunities to go back to North Carolina. I'm like, no, this is where I want to be because this is the lifestyle that I want to live. So I'm going to figure it out. Wow. So I just continue to force, situations and try to make things work and, figured it out. Right. But what the final turning point was, and by this time we're in 2013, I moved out there in 2007. The final straw was I was leaving one party and I was heading to another party.
Okay.
Drinking like completely intoxicated.
Okay. So you're like
drunk. And as I'm going to this party, I crashed my car into a building.
A building?
A building. Right on Hollywood and Highland. So if you know
So this is getting worse because you're not making this to 6 figures anymore.
Oh no. Like I'm working a commission only job at this point.
This is getting bad.
Yeah, it's bad. Crashed my car into a building.
That's pretty. Did you feel pretty embarrassed or scared?
I was too drunk to be embarrassed.
Oh gosh! So you're doing damage you're not even aware of what's really the hot.
Yeah.
seat you're in
at this point. But when I wake up in jail and I keep finding myself like, you know, I'm having these jolts because I'm having the flashbacks. Every time I go to sleep, I'm flashing back to me crashing through that cast iron gate in that condo building. I'm just like waking up like, man, like what's happening? It was God. I found out that was God, then reminded me, hey, remember the stuff I told you about? Like,
so now it's coming full circle.
Now it's coming full circle. Are you?
So you're saying in jail,
Yeah.
you felt like God.
Yeah.
And did you know it was God?
No.
It just seemed like your memories.
It was like I was recalling certain words. And then I just remember the unction, like, are you ready now?
That came through your mind.
Yeah. Are you ready now? So I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. I know I need to stop drinking and driving because that's what got me here. And so spent 2 days in jail. This is July 13th, 2013. I'll never forget. I go home. I had a roommate who ironically went to college with me. Tell him what happened. And he's like, oh man, you just need another drink. We had a fridge full of alcohol because we were, you know,
and you had a DUI at this point, right?
DUI. I had just blew a point.
And you just need a drink. A DUI. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hair of the dog. You know, just go ahead. Just, you know, knock that out and you'll be fine.
That makes zero sense. But this is what the world does.
That's society, right? That's the world. And something told me in that moment, I was like, nah, I think I'm done. Right? Because for me to just tell this man that I just ruined my life and for you to just offer me a drink, I was like, yeah, I need a lot of things right now. That's not one of them. And so
you kind of have a wake up call.
I had a wake up
actually
call.
Worked. Whatever this voice that called out to you in jail.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, I need to rethink.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you were addicted to that. So this is something supernatural that's happening.
Yeah.
What happened next?
That next Wednesday, I was leaving work and I drove past this church. And I remember the church because it used to be located by my apartment. And I remember the church by my apartment because there are a lot of girls there.
Okay.
And somebody had invited me and I remember going like, man, there's a lot of girls here. So I would go there occasionally because I knew there would be a lot of,
Sorry.
And again,
that's how I ended up getting saved.
This is Hollywood, right? So the prettiest girls, models, actresses, dancers, like women you see on TV and commercials and films, they're in this church. And I'm just like, man, I'm going to come here. And even if I'm late, I'm going to go out in the lobby and catch the let out. That's a club term. You just, if you don't go to the club one time, you go outside and you catch the let out. You catch girls coming out.
Oh, got it.
So I'm going to go to church to catch the let out. Yeah. I need to find out where these girls are having brunch. Because I can, you know, they're
you just go in and be like, hey. What are you doing?
Praise the Lord.
Hey,
praise the Lord.
So you'd be smart when you'd be speaking to Christians and you would speak their language?
Because I knew enough about church to be able to speak the language.
So you were kind of disguising yourself.
God is good all the time.
And they're like, ooh, who's this handsome Christian man?
I know Jesus, yeah. You know, I had even during my time prior to my wake up call, I remember having met two girls in a bar that were promoting their church.
Interesting.
Because there would be some churches.
Oh, they're like faithful Christians.
They would send people out to do club ministry.
Oh, okay.
To evangelize to people that are on the nightclub scene. But the problem is a lot of them are ill prepared. They're not spiritually covered. They're not spiritually wise. They're not discerning. And they're just eager to do things with no spiritual maturity. And they end up falling victim to people like me.
Wow.
Because that night started with them evangelizing. It ended with them being in my apartment.
The lair?
Both of them. Yeah.
And everything finalized.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the level of
and then you just discarded them?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But
with both of them?
Both of them. But
how did they
it was
and
I said this on Ezekiel's podcast. Shouts out to Ezekiel. We need to talk. But we talked about the small yeses.
Yeah. I heard that.
First it was, hey, we're wanting to invite you to our church. Here's some pamphlets. Oh, okay, cool. Tell me about your church. By the way, do you all drink? You want some champagne? Oh, yeah. That's the first yes. So now we're drinking champagne. Still talking about church. I'm asking them questions. I know just enough to ask the right questions to keep them engaged. Hey, you want another drink? Oh, yeah, sure. That's another yes. So we keep going. Hang out the whole night. And
the goal is to make them laugh and then get them to say yes.
Make them laugh, get them to say yes. If you make them laugh and you get them and they like drinking, it's a good combination.
Wow.
Now it keeps going. So now we're dancing. Started talking about church, talking about Jesus. Now we're having champagne. Now we're dancing. Hey, you guys
That's
want another one?
crazy.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Because they're
give
like,
us
well,
more.
this is safe because we're talking about Jesus,
And
but
he knows.
give me a drink of champagne.
Yeah. Yeah. He knows.
They're
God,
completely
he's
ill
safe.
prepared.
He's coming to our church. Then it's like, hey, you guys want to get food after this? Sure. That's another yes.
Got it.
Let's go to this restaurant. We start heading to the restaurant. Hey, you know what? I actually just got groceries. I can cook for you guys if you want.
Oh my gosh.
Sure. That's another yes. Now we're back in my place. Now this is my domain.
Yeah. That was your whole lair. The whole goal was to just get them into your lair.
That's always been the plan, to get them back to the house.
Wow.
So now that we're here.
It's like a bear's den or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm cooking because I'm still staying true to what I said I would do.
Yeah.
Right. But there's an agenda.
Wow.
So I'm cooking eggs, sausage. What do you want? Like potatoes.
It's almost like the devil.
It's not almost like, it is. He walks around like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour.
And that was your goal.
That was my game plan, was always to devour something every night.
And then discard it.
Yeah. And so now, hey, you guys can have more drinks if you want, but I don't have champagne. I just have vodka. I just have hard stuff. So help yourself if you want. Oh, sure. Another yes. Then at this point, it's like, okay, ladies, slow down. You have had too much to drink. I cannot let you drive home.
You got to stay here.
You can have my bed, but I can't let you leave. Okay. I said, yes. So now I'm in the living room, sleeping on the couch. Because again, I'm not going to lie to you and trick you. I'm just going to set it up so that, you actually invite me. Oh my gosh. So, hey, we feel bad, like taking your bed from you. Like, just come and lay with us. Okay.
I'll tell you what, there's a whole spiritual environment that must be making this happen. There's back scenes of this side and this side.
Mm-hmm.
And there seems to be a greater game plan. So that's the reality. Was it getting back to the lair? Tell me, how did you break free from this? Because were you really happy in this, or did you find yourself unhappy in this? Because you think this would be the highest pinnacle of modern day life.
Yeah.
You're living it.
Yeah.
This is what everybody's talking about. What's your body count? What's all this? So you're living it. Yeah. Is it all what it's all cracked up to be?
No, but I have nothing to compare it to at this point.
Okay.
So it's in my mind. I remember having thoughts like, man, how much more of this can I do?
Right.
And like, when is it going to be enough?
Yeah.
Because the more money I get, the more clubs I'm going to go to, the more bottles I'm going to buy, the more women I'm going to have access to. Like, when is enough going to be enough?
Yeah.
And in my mind, the answer was never. So I never saw enough being enough, because I have had the experiences and still came out of that wanting something else, wanting more. So that just proves that lust.
You're never satisfied.
You can never be satisfied. Lust does not satisfy you. And so, fast forward to the jail situation.
Yeah, she just got hungrier. It's like eating and you got hungrier.
Yeah. And now it's like, okay, I've had two. Well, what's next? What's the next experience? Mm-hmm. Maybe public place, or what's the next thrill? Like what in the car? Like what's the next thrill? Like you're looking for the next thrill
that I haven't done before.
Because it's almost like that person chasing that the first feeling of that first high.
You're describing like a drug addiction.
Yeah. So, but you never get it. So you continue to search for it, and it never comes until you find yourself crash into a building. And you realize, like, hey, maybe we need to reroute, and maybe there's something else that's going to fulfill you.
Okay.
So to answer your question, that was a long way of getting back to your question. Mm-hmm. But what did I do next? I went to that church that had moved from my neighborhood. It had now moved down in the middle of LA.
Okay.
And I drove past it from work like every day. Mm-hmm. I go in, and I'm at a new place vulnerably now. I used to go to church just completely shut down, like expecting the ritualistic, like, non-impactful, slow songs, testimonies, prayer, long sermon, and then I'm going home. Mm-hmm. But this time I walk in, I see a lot of people that are younger. They look like me. They're dressed casually. There are a lot of pretty girls here. The pastor is young, relatable, and he's talking about things that I'm dealing with. So he's talking about every message that I heard in that season has something to do with surrender, lifestyle not aligning with what God prefers, giving up things that aren't healthy, sex, alcohol, like the life, a lot of the messages were speaking directly to where I was.
Like God was speaking directly to you through that man.
I know that to be true now. But then I'm like, this is weird.
Like,
What's
is this a
going on?
setup?
How these people know what's going on? Like with precision.
Wow.
There was even one sermon entitled The Sex Talk, where he talked about how he struggled with a lot of the same things I struggled with. And it wasn't until he was able to see that sin as something he hated before he was able to really ask God to take it. Because he would be praying, God, take this desire away, but secretly still in love with the desire.
But was that kind of weird though? Because you're like, how could I hate this?
Right. So it was kind of weird. But then I'm looking at where I am now. I've crashed my car. I'm on the brink of losing my job. I had to pay all this money. I'm on probation now. So like, I know that this lifestyle has not brought the things that I thought it would bring. Yeah. It brought me the momentary pleasure, but like what I'm getting on the back end does not.
So you're saying the end of this highway is a sharp cliff.
Absolutely.
And you're like in the midst of, you're like hanging off the cliff now. You're like, this is the wrong way.
Exactly. Then
would you say it's the wrong way now you've been through it?
Absolutely. Because now I'm on the other side of it. So during the chase, you see that as the goal. And then when you get there, you realize it's not as fulfilling as you thought it would be, but you don't have any other alternative. I'm on the brink of experiencing what the alternative is. And that's, instead of dedicating my life to this lifestyle of sex and fulfillment, of pleasure and lust, I'm on the brink of surrendering my life to Jesus.
You're actually going to give this Jesus a real try. A try. Here and here. Like, not just physically there. Because now I've done everything my way. Yeah. I've had the great job. I've had the women. I've had all the stuff. I've had all the fun. I lost it all. I lost an incredible job. I lost friends. I lost good relationships. Didn't get a wife out of that?
No. And so now I'm like, man, I've lost everything. What do I have to lose by trying God? Yeah. And so I remember the Sex Talk sermon. He called an altar call and said, I want people to come that are willing to give up sex for 30 days. I said, I can do that. I had never tried it, but I'm like, okay, I can do it. I made it 5 days. And I like you're like an addict. Yeah, I would be in church texting girls that, hey, I'm going to see you like after like midweek service. I'll be over after this. I'll see you around like 10 o'clock. I would leave church and then go straight to their house. Yeah. Well, but it got to a point where it's like, okay, I'm going down the same path. This isn't sustainable. And I said, okay. First I said, I'm going to stop drinking. Okay. Then I heard that voice, which I now know to be the voice of God. Okay. You never had an alcohol problem. You always had a lust problem. Wow. You just use alcohol to numb yourself to my voice. Oh.
So God is speaking to you now?
Yeah. So now I'm like, okay, I'm going to give up sex then until I'm married. I had no girlfriend in sight, but I'm like, hey, I'm that desperate to experience something real because the thing that I've been chasing has not been that. I'm going to try you for real. I'm hearing these testimonies. I've read this stuff in the Bible. I've been taught it growing up. I've never tried it. Maybe it's because I never saw anybody else trying it. I saw a lot of duplicity. I saw a lot of hypocrisy, and maybe that had an impact on it. But now I don't care what anybody else's experience is. If this is real, I want it.
So this was your moment of receiving Christ. Did you do that? Did you?
Yeah.
But the prayer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But it wasn't anything. I remember going to the altar, but I had that moment during a worship experience where I was singing, we were in the middle of worship and they were singing the song, I Give Myself Away. And God was revealing to me how many things I had not yet given away to him. Lust being one of them, like my sexuality and that desire, that lifestyle being one of them. So I was like, okay. I said, I'm going to give you everything. I'm going to try this thing. And I never turned back because the peace, the joy, the freedom, the real freedom.
Also, when you received, during that moment, you received Christ, you experienced freedom?
Over time. So he showed me that there was actually freedom in being celibate.
So the freedom you were talking about, like when you first started drinking alcohol, that can you compare those two freedoms?
Yeah. So
which one's more free? Is there similar? Same?
No. So the alcohol, like the feeling that you get being intoxicated is a similar feeling, but it has bondage attached to it.
Yeah, like consequences.
The blessings of the Lord, the Bible says, makes man rich and adds no sorrow with it. So I can experience the fulfillment and the freedom and the high and this excitement without the hangover.
So you were getting high with your encounters with Jesus.
Yeah.
That was replacing these highs of intoxication.
Yeah.
Really?
And there was a certain level of accomplishment. I used to find myself comparing body counts and how many women I had been with as to a sense of accomplishment. Now, having a conversation with a woman and wanting nothing from her, that's an accomplishment now. I can have a conversation with you and have no hidden agenda. I don't want to get you back to my apartment. I can just say hi and mean nothing other than hi. I can say your hair looks nice and mean nothing other than your hair looks nice. There's no hidden agenda. So this
apartment layer is gone.
That's now become a Bible study hub.
Okay, wait. Okay, so now the den
yeah,
is now a Bible study hub?
Yeah. So because I went through this phase where when I dedicated my life to Christ, there was a hard pivot because my lifestyle was my rhythm was go to work, start drinking. Go to work, get off, start drinking. Go to the bar, find out where we're going. Friday nights was a rhythm, a kicked up rhythm, because now I don't have to wake up Saturday for work. So now we're really gonna, go. When I gave my life to Christ, my body still wanted to do those things, but I'm like, no, I can't. That's not what we're doing. So I had to learn how to be okay being in silence on Friday night.
Wow, that must have been different.
It was tough. And I had to call one of my guys that I knew that had always been on the straight and narrow. He went to my college. He was never one to be out there like that. But like, hey man, what do you church dudes do for fun? I remember calling him. He also lived in LA. He was like, man, sometimes you got to just be okay in silence. Get your Bible, turn on some worship music, pray.
How did you respond to that? Because even for me, I had a hard time. I was in that same groove. I didn't turn into a pack hunter, but I do remember like Friday night was for partying. And then I came to know Christ, and it was just like, now what do you do?
Yeah. I said, man, okay. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm going to give it a shot. So Friday night, I would just go in my apartment, turn on worship music.
That's a big difference.
Go in my apartment, get in my word.
Be alone, but not alone.
Exactly.
So did you encounter Christ?
Yeah. So God started, that's when he started to show me that, like, even in those moments where I didn't have friends, or I didn't have like the crowd that I was used to, I had contentment because I was starting to get closer to him and start to experience the Holy Spirit. Not in a way that I saw in the church with people running around and passing out and falling out and stuff like that. But like, no, I'm starting to feel intimacy with God through the Holy Spirit. Yeah.
Compare that den moment before, where the den moment was with some girl.
Yeah.
Is there any comparison at all? Is one better or not? Because before the world would say, and others would say, well, here you're a winner. You're with a girl. Dude, you got it. You're rocking it. Now you're alone.
Yeah.
Reading your Bible.
Yeah.
Which one's better, really?
Yeah. So to the person that I was, if somebody would have told me that while I was in the midst of my, my heyday and like the pinnacle of perversion, I wouldn't have been able to understand. Like, it would sound foolish.
Right.
But God uses the foolish thing to confound the wise, right? So like, I had to understand that taking this journey is a road less traveled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's biblical, right? Wide is the road that leads to destruction. Yeah. Narrow is the way that leads to life, and few find it. So
you're in this narrow road.
I'm on this narrow road, but God is showing me that, hey, there might not be a lot of people on this road, but all you need is my spirit.
But my question is this narrow road better? Really?
Yeah. I
like someone who's on the wide road, what would you say to them?
Yeah. So on the wide road, there's a lot of baggage that comes with it. So like I had the fun, I had the women, I had the parties, I had the money, I had all the stuff. But I also had the hangovers. I had the car accident. I had the probation. I had the job loss. I had when I look back, there was always, I had a lot of friends, but if I really needed something, nobody showed up.
So then those weren't friends.
They weren't friends. They were people that were there on the wide road.
Wow.
A lot of finicky people on the wide road. A lot of people on the wide road looking out for self. They're all trying to pursue their personal fleshly desires as well.
There's no real family. There's no real...
No.
Got your back. If you're hunting with me, you hunt. But we all got to eat ourselves.
If you're not eating, if you're not bringing anything to the table, then what use do you have for me?
Wow.
That's what it was like. If like, I remember holidays would come around and I had nobody to hang. If I didn't go home, there was really no,
there's emptiness there.
Absolutely.
So the wide road, it's kind of like people are there, but there's no fulfillment. And describe this time in your den now with Jesus.
Yeah. So I learned to be perfectly content. I actually would just look forward to going home and being by myself.
So you wanted that?
Yeah. I learned the value of just getting in my word and experiencing what the Bible talks about, where as you draw near to God, he draws near to you. Mm-hmm. Like I experienced that. And then I started to notice I would read something in the Bible, I would get a revelation, and then he would confirm it to me through another person or through a sign or through a song, something like the next day. So now I'm starting to get a rhythm like, oh man, this God thing is real. There's no way this would happen without that. So I'm starting to see that this thing is real. And I'm getting more fulfillment out of knowing that there is a God who is real, who knows me, who loves me, who knows the plans he has for me. Because I'm reading this now. Mm-hmm. Plans to prosper me and not to harm me. This other path led down a lot of, harmfulness and lack. Mm-hmm. This path apparently leads to prosperity and he doesn't want to harm me. So, I'm the more he's revealing, the more I'm wanting to press in.
Did this love change you? Learning about this love?
Absolutely. So it taught me that I didn't have to seek anything outside of God for fulfillment. Mm. The reason I never saw myself being fulfilled by multiple women is because it's not there. The possibility of it is not there.
I see.
I'm fulfilled in this secret place with
celibacy
with God.
And spending time with the Lord. And
you could have never paid me to think that celibacy would have been fulfilling.
I know. It's been like, for you to say that is like Saul to Paul conversion here.
Yeah.
Speaking biblical terms, but look it up. It's in the book of Acts.
Yeah. So that's
so exactly. You're like, people would be like, so how do people respond to this? Were they like, wait a minute, I know this guy.
In the beginning, people thought I was crazy because it was such a radical transformation.
So it was radical.
People thought I had joined a cult.
Okay.
My mom thought I had joined a cult.
Even your mom?
Yeah, because every time if you get me on the phone, we're talking about Jesus. And I'm talking for a long time.
No more of that smooth guy who's like, hey, I'm trying to get you in, and how you doing, all this stuff. Now it's like Jesus.
The guys I'm calling back, I used to have stories about, women I with. We're talking about Jesus.
What, you're talking about Jesus with them?
I'm telling them about everything.
How do they respond to that?
They thought I was crazy.
What do they say? Were they like...
One of my guys, he said sometimes he would just put the phone down while I'm talking because I'm just going. He said he would pick the phone up 5 minutes later and I'm still going. Because that's just...
So they weren't excited for you for this because you were happy, weren't you?
They thought it was weird. They thought
you were happy.
I was, but they had never seen me this way. They had only known me as the player, the party guy.
Yeah, get them some alcohol.
Yeah,
that's what they thought.
They knew me as that guy, and now this is all they're getting. So in the first year, people were kind of like, I would say, watching.
Okay.
By the time I actually made it, like 6 months celibate, and like everything I'm talking about is Jesus, and like I'm not hanging out. They're calling me to go out. I'm like, no, I'm good. Like that's just here. I'm hosting Bible studies. I'm hosting game nights. So people knew me now as the guy after church that's going to host the after party for New Year's Eve service. So I come home after New Year's Eve service. There's 50 people in front of my apartment because they know it's going to be a Holy Spirit filled good time.
Okay.
So now we're cooking bacon, eggs, pancakes. We got chess going. We got Uno going. We got music, people dancing, Soul Train lines.
No alcohol?
No alcohol. No drugs. Just straight up.
Okay, so somebody out there who's going to be like, dude, that doesn't sound like fun at all. How is that better than what you had in LA when, there's the girls and, cleavage and probably a little bit of leg and a little bit of, all the alcohol and all the, maybe even drugs. How was the lack of all that more fun?
Because you realize where that other stuff leads.
Okay. So your eyes were like open.
It's open. Yeah. So like I knew where the previous lifestyle led me to.
Mm-hmm.
And I know at this point, if I decide to go back down that path, I know where it's going to lead me.
Mm-hmm.
I've now tried life a different way, and I know where I am now, at a place of contentment, at a place of total peace. I still don't have a girlfriend, and I have no desire for, sex.
Wow. The lust was quelched.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, because that's right. You were content.
I was content. And not that I was no longer attracted to, there's still a lot of attractive women around, but I would always now weigh that against what God had already revealed to me. So am I willing to sacrifice this piece that I have for a momentary experience? Answer is no. Like so you found something good. I found something valuable, and I found something fulfilling, and I found something that lasts, and I found something that was unchangeable. I found something that I could rely on. Happy, sad, sick, tired. I found something that was real.
That's amazing.
And I had never experienced anything like that before.
Wow.
And so anything that was revealed to me through God, these friends, these Bible studies, these, parties that I was able to throw, like they all came with no baggage.
I see.
No hangover, no jealousy,
but fun.
No, still fun. More fun because now there's no sorrow added to it.
Yeah, I see.
You know what I mean?
That Bible verse.
Yeah. Like the Bible actually works. It started to make sense, and it started to prove itself real and relevant in my life.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
The purpose of your life before was to get money, therefore to get girls, and then just to move on to the next girl. Was this everlasting cycle I can see. What now you came to know Christ. Did you find your purpose?
Yeah. So now I started to realize that everything that I had gone through, I wasn't the only one going through it. I wasn't the only one chasing things for fulfillment.
Yeah.
And I learned this. I joined the men's ministry because that's one of the things I did after, dedicating my life to Christ. Dove headfirst into the church, started serving, joined the men's group, started to, however they needed me to help, security team, promotions team, announcements, helping with baptisms, whatever. I'm there. And I would have conversations with other men, and they all had a similar issue where they were chasing things to fulfill them, but the actual fulfillment was in Christ.
I see.
But nobody had ever really chased after Christ. But now we're all in this together. So now we're sharing our testimony. And I notice every time I share my testimony, it resonates with a lot of people because they all had that desire for like women and all of these things. And I had all of these experiences, but I would tell them how it ended up for me and how the life I'm living now, pursuing a relationship with Christ, far outweighs the benefits of that previous lifestyle.
Because you're like married today.
I'm married today.
Married, you have children,
yep.
You have a family. And I don't want to go too much into that because we're going to actually, there's another show. I want to have you and your wife on the show to talk about the difference.
Yeah.
But it's different. Is it different?
Very different.
Very different.
Yeah.
Better?
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So there's much more fulfillment in me. And maybe you learn, maybe there's actually meaning behind sex. Is there meaning behind sex?
Absolutely.
What is the meaning behind sex today?
So the meaning behind sex is oneness.
Oneness
between man and his wife. We see it in Genesis, right? They became one flesh.
Yeah.
So the meaning of sex is oneness.
Not an act, not a timing.
No.
Not about pleasure.
No. It's about oneness.
And intimacy.
Wow. Intimacy. And God did not create us to become one with every person we're attracted to. So
that's true.
When we do that, like we're malfunctioning as his creation.
So you were becoming, according to the Bible, you're becoming one with all those people.
I had become one with countless women.
That must have caused a lot of issues.
Yeah. You talk about body count. I don't even know what mine is. My wife knows this, by the way.
Okay.
But
yeah, of course.
Body count is just who knows how many. So when you think about all of the things and you become one with people who have trauma, you become one with people who have demonic oppression, you become one with people who have, addictions.
Did anything you feel like transpose spiritually?
I believe so. Absolutely. I believe that attributed to the numbness of, my lack of sensitivity to the voice of God. The alcohol, and then there are all of these things. So when you look at where God has taken me now, I understand why the enemy wanted to keep me away from that, wanted to keep me numb and bound in this web of lust and my own desires, because who he's called me to be, my purpose now is to be a voice for him. And it's to go into spaces and places where I can relate to people because I once dealt with the same thing. Okay. I was once that guy. I had a person come up to me during men's ministry, and he was like, "Hey, I want to meet with you." And he was a faithful husband, good guy. And he heard my testimony, and he felt as if he had missed out on life because he never lived the life that I lived. I said, "Man, that's a lie from the pits of hell." Wow. I said, "You missed out on the bondage. You missed out on the probation, the car accidents. You missed out on the lack of love. You missed out on the loneliness. You missed out on squandering relationships. Like, you actually win. Yeah. So don't let the enemy make you think that you missed out on something because you didn't live a reckless lifestyle. Like, you missed out on the negative that people don't post about."
Yeah, because there's a lot of people who are like, "Well, I can't wait to get rid of this, Christian rules and all this stuff like you were before." Yeah, but that other road is actually not that good. It's not that. Would you take a moment and speak to someone now who is saying, I'm in that hunt, and it's empty, and they're hearing from you that there's something more. Yeah, could you tell them more about what is that more? What are they really looking for?
Yeah, for sure. I have been exactly where you are, seeking fulfillment, seeking validation, seeking approval, seeking fun, seeking the thrill. And I've done it to the furthest extent in multiple cities, in other countries. I have done it. And I can tell you right now that it leads to absolute nothing. It leads to death. And when I say death, I mean it leads to the death of your excitement, the death of your hope. Like there is nothing positive, because the fleshly desires are fleeting. Once it's done, your accuser, there's an enemy that will come in your mind and tell you how bad you are, and how negative a person you are, and how worthless you are. And then you would just live in this place of shame. So shame is the end result as well. And being someone that has lived that to the furthest extent and is now walking in a place of true alignment, peace, confidence, boldness, identity, knowing who I really am, there's nothing to it. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. The catalyst is Jesus. Jesus. That's the catalyst. There is a God who loves you so much that knows where you came from. He knows where you are. He knows where you're going. And he has a promise for you. He has a purpose for you. He has a plan for you. Those plans are to prosper you and not to harm you. And if you just give him a try, don't even dedicate the rest of your life. Dedicate this next day and say, "God, if you are real, I want you to show me." Just like you showed Stephon. Make yourself known to me. And I promise you, if you approach just this next day with that sincerity, with that level of vulnerability, with that level of openness, and a willingness to really give this a shot, I promise you, your life will never be the same.
Wow. And you know what? I want to take a moment. I want to give you that opportunity. This is your moment. This is your hour. You heard what you heard, and now is the time for you to act and for you to move. God's knocking on the door of your heart right now. And this is your time, this is your hour. And all you got to do, I'm going to direct you. If that's you, please go to the website right below, right here, www.therealliferadioshow.com. And there's going to be a pop-up. And I want you to play that video and pray that prayer. I dare you. And fill out that form below. You're going to encounter this same thing here, what Stephon is talking about here. I believe that chains are going to break. I believe the power of God is going to rock your life. I believe Jesus, who is real, is going to come into your life. You are going to have an encounter with Jesus Christ. Father God, I'm praying right now for that person in Jesus' mighty name, that you would embolden them, Lord God, to go there and to just find a way to get alone if they're not alone right now. And that they would play that video, Lord God, they would pray that prayer and come to know you and really say, Jesus, if you're real, I receive you, I believe in you, and I welcome you into my heart. We ask for this in Jesus' mighty name. Stephon, man, this was a very enlightening show. And thank you so much. I think that we can all thank you for understanding what the plans, that there are actually are plans of the devil to turn young men into like a pack of wolves. Mm-hmm. And turning something that's so precious like sex and how intimacy, that what God made for just union between a man and a wife, that it's being perverted out there, meaning like it's being missed. It's being misused.
Yeah.
And people are getting hurt. And they're all around. All those girls are hurt. All those people are hurt. And so every daughter, every son, every person, you need to take this data in, and you need to know that there is a spiritual entity called Satan, mm-hmm. and he's after to destroy you with these types of plans. Whether you're the wolf or whether you're the sheep, whichever end you're at, he's playing both sides. It's time to get out. It's time to experience true freedom, and that freedom is in Jesus Christ. Amen. Stephon, thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you, brother.
It's been great having you. Thank you so much for sharing with us. It's been an honor, brother.
Likewise, man. Thanks for having me.
Amen.
If you accepted Jesus Christ as your Savior, we want to say, welcome to the family of the kingdom of God. I believe that there's great things in store for you, and we have something for you. If you go to our website, therealliferadioshow.com, fill out a quick form, it takes you like 20 seconds, and we want to send you something, and we also want to keep in touch with you and see what God is doing in your life from here on out. We're really excited for you. May the Lord bless you and all the things that you're doing from this day forward. In Jesus' mighty name. Our ministry is really doing amazing things. We've got an orphanage in Uganda. We are doing gospel events in Africa where we're seeing thousands of salvations. We're seeing miracles break out. We're doing testimonies on our radio show where we're really showing people how people get delivered from things like suicidal thoughts, from anxiety, from depression, from gangs, from all types of different lifestyles. And the one answer is Jesus Christ. But the truth is, we cannot fulfill our mission without you. Would you consider partnering with us? We need financial donations and prayer support. And if you would want to donate to our ministry, we're a 501c3, and you can donate to therealliferadioshow.com. Again, it's therealliferadioshow.com. Click on Give, and we're looking forward to your partnership with us.
Subscribe to our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook at The Real Life Radio Show. If you have given your life to Christ, we would love to hear and give you a gift. Go to our website, therealliferadioshow.com.